Number 2. Allie is a new Toastmaster, here to share her first speech, her icebreaker, health, why it's my passion. Introducing Toastmaster, Allie, what's your last name?
Aldabute.
Aldabute.
I didn't include it. I make it simple for you. So. Best news of the day is the buzzer doesn't buzz you on the very first speech. So welcome everyone. I hope y'all had a happy New Year. It's so fun to hear about your stories and your resolutions or non-resolutions is what I think we heard more today. And so I just want to start with, Tim came up to me at the last meeting. I've been to 3 meetings, and he's like, hey, do you want to do your icebreaker? And so I said, sure. And so then you come in and you're ready, and they're like, do your intro. I'm like, what's an intro? And the evaluator comes over and says, do you have your, I don't remember what the name is, journal? And I'm like, what journal? So, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this saying, ignorance on fire. Or, and so that's what I am today. I'm excited, I'm here. And sometimes that's the best, isn't it? Just to dive in and just get out there and go for it. And so I like to start off by kind of acknowledging this group because I have visited a couple of groups before. And I love the feel of this group because it's so warm, it's so welcoming. There's so many people here with vision and a great amount of talent. I mean, just listening to stories, I'm not going to pull out names because I don't want to exclude anyone or make anyone feel like I forgot them. But just hearing vulnerable stories about people in their family having diseases like Alzheimer's or failing in businesses and becoming so vulnerable to be brought to tears. And then we have entertainment venues and musicians and business builders and product developers, and it's just amazing. It's amazing to be around a group of people that have such depth, right? If you're going to get up at 7:30 or 7 in the morning and come and dress up and put yourself in a very awkward position at times and be asked questions and not know, you have to have some depth, right? In a world that is very shallow anymore. We're so much about things and appearances, right? So that's what, to me, it fills my cup up to come to this group. So I will start off. I'm a Midwest girl. I'm from Iowa. I don't know, some people, it's not Idaho, Iowa. So I almost brought like a map. And people would say, what's in Iowa, right? Cornfields. But no, and I love Iowa for a lot of reasons. People have a great work ethic there. You're really taught to, work hard. You're focused on the important things. However, I never really felt like it was my home because I was always looking for more adventure, more things. And so as I was an adult, I did a lot of moving around and kind of finding that place that really lit me on fire. And Florida, whenever I would come to visit, I would always think, there's so much to do. The energy is so good here. So finally, I made the dive. I have 4 children, I will tell you that. And I didn't want to wait until the children were, through college. People want to retire in Florida. That's kind of the mentality, right? But if you're going to wait until you retire, then they're all kind of set, right, in the Midwest. So it was kind of that point in my life where we had to kind of make that choice of, let's just go for this. The kids will settle in, even though they're used to the Midwest. So that was kind of a start for a journey for me. And I'm not going to kind of go into the boring details of just kind of statistics or, kind of what my life was. I had pretty much a normal childhood. I enjoyed dancing. I was a dancer. I was a dance instructor at a young age and had my own business and then had 4 kids. I was a stay-at-home mom. I loved being a stay-at-home mom. However, I kind of lost myself on in that journey of just, we sacrifice as women, as moms, we really sacrifice our life for our kids. That's what I really lost my identity. Everything was about my kids. And I really let kind of everything go. I call it my fire, my passion. I wasn't taking care of myself. And I started to gain weight, and as some of you have talked about, it's in the mind first, right? It's about what's in your mind, and then everything else follows. So my mind was kind of in this depressed place, and that's why I was kind of leaning on food as a way to kind of medicate myself. So when I moved here, it was almost approaching 40, and I kind of had an aha moment. I'm like, I don't want the next decade of my life. Kind of, it wasn't, a new year or anything. It was a new number for me. And I said, I didn't want the next decade to be like the last decade. I wanted to be a good example for my kids. I wanted to show them that taking care of myself was the most important thing. Because at the end of the day, as your kids grow up, what do you want them to do? You want them to take care of themselves. And so I started on this big journey, and that's why I titled it Health. I had kind of 3 things in my life that kept bringing me back to health. My dad had cancer when I was 10 years old. He had an 11-year battle with cancer. And he went totally traditional route, where he, went to the doctor and did everything with the doctors, medication, surgery, all that kind of thing. He did pass away at 51. And then I had a son who was very ill when he was about 15 months. And he wasn't learning, and he wasn't developing, and the doctors had told me that he had autism. And that was another defining moment. And so I really went on this journey of health. That's really the core of that, and kind of went the untraditional way. And he now is 16 years old and is completely normal. He's not on the spectrum, and it wasn't like there was one magic pill. There wasn't one thing I would blame. It was just getting his body balanced, getting him health, and it took many years. And I see that my time is coming up, but that is really the core of our health. As we go into this new year, if you don't have your health, you really don't have anything. There's not any amount of money that we can do to, regain that. So they're giving me the time, but anyway, that is why, I titled it Health. That's what I'm passionate about, a little bit why I am so passionate. So you guys